So in today's video, I want to talk about the law of attraction and finances and money. Now, how can you attract more money into your life? I do know that a lot of people that will talk about the law of attraction will say that you need to feel the abundance. You have to act as if it's already there. And that's a very good method to make you feel good. And it's a very good method to actually give you that hope that something is possible, that there is this magical law that can actually bring you more prosperity and more money. And I kind of want to break it down to you today, because a lot of people will also talk about when you want to manifest more money, then you need to be in the right vibration. And a lot of people talk about the vibrations, the bad vibrations or the lower vibrations and the higher vibrations. And lower vibrations meaning like anger or frustration or anxiety or any of those kinds of vibrations. And they will always say that once you feel that type of vibration, or once you know that you're in that type of vibration, then you need to get into a higher state of vibration. So they'll always say that you need to get yourself into a different emotional state by listening to better music or getting out in nature or doing any of those kinds of things, just to up your vibration. And once you do that, then you're in the flow. Then you can basically just visualize abundance coming into your life and visualize the money flowing into your life. But I want to kind of break that down, because a lot of people are feeling many different things and many different emotions and lower vibrations on a daily basis. And it might not only be towards money, but it might be towards your relationship or your job or friends or any situation. So throughout the day, you are going to feel those lower vibrations consistently. Like you'll feel like in the morning you might feel a certain way or a certain lower vibration, and then you might feel a bit better later on during the day. So first of all, it's not possible to just get rid of all of those lower vibrations and be in a constant high vibration and always feel good. It's not going to be possible, because that's not human, right? So I want to break it down as to like how the law of attraction actually does work with regards to those lower vibrations, and how you can know what vibration you're in, and how you need to, or what you need to actually do to get into a high vibration so that you can start attracting more money into your life. Now, if you are, first of all, somebody that's watching this video, it means that you feel some form of lack or some form of anxiety or pressure financially, and that's the reason why you're watching this video, and that's the reason why you want to now manifest more money into your life. And the vibration that I want to so regardless of all of the other lower vibrations, the one vibration that I always talk about that you need to become aware of is anxiety. Now, part of that is also depression, because a constant state of anxiety towards a certain area of your life or a certain thing will become like a depression. So you'll constantly be in a depressive state when it comes to money or to your job or whatever, any scenario or situation regarding your financial status. But the thing I want to say that you need to focus on is anxiety. So you need to obviously be aware of this. If you feel any form of anxiety with regards to finances, when it comes to as the end of the month approaches and you need to pay your bills, or every time the bank phones you, or you feel anxious towards your job and the possibility of losing your job potentially, and then not being able to buy food or any of those things, if you feel any form of anxiety towards finances, then you know that you're in the wrong space. Then you know you're in the wrong vibration mentally. And like a lot of people also say that you need to act as if it's already there. Act as if you've got the money. Visualize the money flowing into your life. Now, I want to say to you that, to me, that is not the correct way to go about law of attraction. That is not how law of attraction works. Because if you think about it, if that was the case, then you can literally visualize a purple cow and a purple cow will appear in your life. And that's not reality. That's not possible. So if that's not possible through just plain visualizations, then visualizing money whilst you're in a state of anxiety with regards to your finances, that's not going to do anything for you. And you can visualize 10 hours of every day constantly for the next 5 years, and nothing will change. Because law of attraction doesn't bring you whatever you visualize. Law of attraction brings you basically the state that you're in, not emotionally, but actually, like tangibly, in your reality, the situation that you find yourself in. That is what law of attraction brings to you, and that situation is what's causing the anxiety for you. So if you feel anxious about your finances, that means that at a certain point you made the wrong decisions, and you've put yourself in that scenario or in that situation. And that's so that's also what people don't want to do, is that people don't want to let go of their comfort zones. So you've put yourself in that situation. You've gotten yourself in that financial situation where you are constantly stressed. And I mean, I know there's a bunch of reasons why this might have happened. You might have had to incur some debt in order to pay for an operation or something like life-threatening that you had to get, or you had to buy a car in order to get the job, to get to work. But the fact of the matter is that you've put yourself in that situation financially, and that's causing you anxiety. So it basically, all it means is that you are in the wrong place. You're in the wrong space financially, and that you need to get out of that first before you can start thinking about all the nice things about all the nice things about law of attraction, like visualizations, because that's what a lot of people want to do. They want to stay in their comfort zones, but they want to visualize, because that's to them, that feels like a quick fix. It feels like this magical thing that you can do, and it's going to now just relieve you of all of your stress, and it's going to bring so much prosperity, and you can just feel that emotion. You can feel the feeling of it, and it feels nice in some cases, and that's what people tend to want to hold on to. So I'm here to say that basically that's never going to work, because law of attraction doesn't bring you whatever you visualize. It doesn't bring you the thoughts of prosperity. What it brings you is basically the situation that you find yourself in, that you've put yourself in. It will consistently bring you back to that level. And the reason why you've put yourself in there or in that situation might be like a variety of different reasons, and it might be different for each person, but you need to first get rid of that level of anxiety. And how you do that is not by saying to yourself, okay, don't feel anxious, everything's going to work out fine, everything's going to be okay, stop being anxious, stop worrying about it. That's not going to do it for you. I guarantee you that's not going to work. How you actively get out of that low vibration, out of that anxiety, is by basically doing what is necessary, actively knowing or realizing and recognizing what you've done before to get you into that situation, and then changing that thing, one thing or multiple things, consciously. So let's say you're driving a car that you're stressed about, and you don't know if you would be able to afford it, and you don't know if you'll be able to afford the house that you're in, or have enough money at the end of the month to actually go out with your friends or pay for any kind of bills. Then it means that you've done that because of whatever reason, and it might be because of social pressure, where you've felt that I need to present in a certain way to be accepted. Or you just want the nice things in life, like you want to be able to go out with your friends because they are able to do it, and now you also want to be able to do it, and you've been doing it for such a long time, and that's kind of become part of who you are. The car you drive, the house you live in, what you do on weekends or during the week or whatever, but the money that you spend consistently, that's become almost part of your life, and people don't want to let go of that comfort zone, and that's a problem. You need to be able to to recognize that, first of all, the things that you've done, if you're driving that car, you shouldn't be driving that car. If you're stressed out financially, you don't have savings, and you don't have enough money to save, and you're constantly stressed about, what if something happens now and I need finances, but I don't have savings, but you're driving X or XYZ car, then you need to recognize that, and you need to get yourself out of that situation consciously. You need to be able to let go of that personality that you've adopted and that you've become, those spending habits. You need to first get rid of that car. And that's a tough part, and that's why so many people are still in debt. So many people are still stressed out about money. And that's why these videos on law of attraction does so well, is because people want that quick fix. They want that easy way out. And this video might not get that many views or likes or follows, or you might not watch this video up until the end because you want that quick fix. It feels nice to listen to affirmations, or it might feel good to just listen to somebody telling you that you don't need to worry, you just need to visualize, you need to just feel the abundance, and then it will be there. Because all that does is basically putting yourself into a state of fantasy land, fancy world. And that fancy world feels nice for those couple of minutes that you do it. And every time you watch those videos and they talk about the ability of law of attraction to get you out of that situation, it feels nice, because I've been there and I've done exactly that, and I've done it for many, many years. And I've been getting obsessed about those types of videos because it consistently took me out of my reality and put me into this fancy land where it actually felt nice to know that this is the possibility and this is what I can expect, and etc., etc. So that's a tough part, and that's what people don't want to face, is that reality that I need to make a conscious decision to let go of the comfort zone that I've been feeling all this time, or that I've been having or finding myself in. So get rid of that car. If it means you need to get out of your house, sell your house, or terminate the lease and move back to your parents for the next 12 months or the next 24 months, or whatever the case might be, whatever option is available to you. But there's always an option available for you to move into a cheaper place, or buy a cheaper car, or rather use the bus than driving a car, or whatever the case might be. Lowering your lifestyle and the expectation that you think is coming from the outside world. If you are constantly going out with your friends and you feel that they're going to expect from you to go out, they might expect that from you because you've upheld it up until now. But you need to make that difficult decision to be able to go back to them and say, listen, guys, I'm not going to go out with you this weekend. I'm not going to attend that party. I'm not going to do whatever it is that you constantly find yourself in. Or I'm going to I can't afford paying for your medical bills if you are looking after your parents, or whatever the case might be. But it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be extremely tough, and it's going to change your entire almost being and personality that you've upheld for so long. But once you do that, you'll notice that the anxiety, if you make those conscious decisions, you'll notice that the anxiety levels go down and down and down the more you do it, and it will become easier, and it will actually feel good. Because what people do is they uphold this lifestyle and they feel horrible about their financial status, and then they'll go out there, buy something, whether it's with their money or with credit, but they'll go and buy something, and for that 5 seconds that you buy something, they might feel good. But believe me, and I can just say this because I've been there, and I've been there up until recently, for so long I've been upholding this lifestyle, and it was my comfort zone. And I would used to go out and spend some money and buy something, and that will make me feel good, but for 5 seconds. And even for that 5 seconds, the good feeling that I got from that is not nearly as good, and it doesn't equate to the feeling that I'm getting from knowing that that I'm paying my debt back, knowing that I'm not overspending, knowing that every time I look at my bank account every month, I see it's growing more and more, and savings are growing more and more. That empowers you so much. And getting rid of that level of anxiety, that is just an amazing feeling. And that is how you get out of that vibration that is hindering you. Because what law of attraction brings you is not what you visualize, and also not just randomly the level of vibration that you find yourself in, or the frequency that you find yourself on. It's bringing you basically where you've put yourself in. If you are constantly putting yourself into debt because you want to uphold a certain lifestyle, then law of attraction will bring you more scenarios where you can spend more money than you actually have or should spend, so that you can maintain that lifestyle, so that you can find yourself back in that situation where you are feeling anxious about it. So that's part number one, and that's the tough part, and that's why I say that people might not like this video that much, and even some other law of attraction teachers might not like this, because they believe that if you just visualize, anything is possible for anybody. And yes, I believe to a certain extent that is true, but you need to make the hard decisions. And that's what most of these videos don't tell people, is that you need to make the tough choices. You need to go through a period of extreme uncomfortability. You need to be able to face your fears and face reality. And then you'll get out of that vibration. As soon as you don't feel anxious about finances anymore, and you don't need more money not to feel anxious. Yes, to a certain degree, if you want to uphold your current lifestyle, but you don't need more money to get rid of that anxiety. You just need to make better decisions, because what will happen if you don't make better decisions, and let's say by some miracle you actually do make more money, which is almost impossible, because the reason being is, if you visualize and set a goal and you say, I want to make 10,000 more this month, you are so riddled with that anxiety and that fear that you become desperate, you become impatient, and you don't see the opportunities that might actually get you there, because you in a state of desperation, and it needs to happen now. So it's almost impossible, because you're so fixated on that thing that's causing you that anxiety, that all you are doing on a consistent basis is just maintaining that. So you need to first of all go through the tough decisions to say, okay, I'm going to first of all get rid of that anxiety. And how you do that is not by visualization, it's by making different choices, being vulnerable to myself and to other people, and to say, listen, I can't afford this anymore, so I'm not going to attend the party. I'm not going to go out with you this weekend. I have to get rid of my car, because that's also like some things that people don't want to do because of what the outside world will think. You don't want to get rid of your car, because what will that mean, and what will people think about you? Because that's the one thing that people are holding on to. It's not because you enjoy the car, not because you like it. Yes, to a certain extent, yes, but it's mostly because of you've already created this image for the outside world, and you're not willing to let go of that image, because in your view, you'll lose the acceptance that you've maintained, that you've received up until now. So if you have to now say no to somebody, if you have to now show somebody that you need to relocate, move back into your parents' home, or whatever the case might be, then you are basically being rejected by society, and you don't want to let go of that. But that's a tough thing, that if you're not willing to do that, if you don't have the courage to actually do that, then you're going to find yourself repeatedly in the same scenario. And you can watch a million videos, and I'm speaking from experience. I mean, I've been watching these videos since 2006. For the last 16, 17 years, I've been watching videos on prosperity and visualizations and abundance and all of those things, and affirmations. I've listened to every and any affirmation out there to actually be prosperous and to make more money, and nothing's worked. And so you need to make that tough decision. And once you get out of that situation, then you are basically free. Your mind is free to see opportunities, and that's the only time that you can really say, okay, now I want to use visualization. And that visualization, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, is not a case of doing the same thing and just visualizing a bunch of money coming into your life, because I know there's so many stories out there of people saying, I visualized an ATM just spitting out money to me, and then lo and behold, it happened with me. I went to the ATM and something just happened and it just started spitting out money. And I don't really know, I can't say that it's not true, but from my own experiences, and from the laws and quantum physics and everything that I've studied, that's not how law of attraction works, and it's not possible. I think that's a form of clickbait, but in my personal opinion. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that things didn't or can't align at all. I mean, in certain cases, yes, some of those things did happen. But what people tend to exclude from their stories is that they, at that very point, they almost hit rock bottom, and that rock bottom is when they let go of that anxiety. As long as you are in that state of anxiety, it will not work for you. So people don't put enough emphasis. The people that actually do proclaim that they've visualized and then money came into their life, I think that it's possible, and I think that it's happened before, but I think that they kind of put too much emphasis on that part and not enough emphasis on the fact that they actually had to let go of the emotion of the person and the personality that they were before that happened. And that usually happens either by choice, which is extremely difficult, or it happens by hitting rock bottom and really losing a home, losing your car, not being able to afford any like food for the month or whatever, right? So that's rock bottom, and that's usually when people make those needed decisions and changes in their lives. That alleviates or takes away the level of anxiety, because if your anxiety changes, if your anxiety goes away, that means that at that point is when you actually made actual tangible changes in your life. And once you've made those changes, then your mind opens up, then you start seeing opportunities, then you're not in a rush. So then the opportunity that comes to you that can actually potentially bring you more money, you'll actually accept that challenge, that opportunity, because you know that it doesn't need to happen now before the end of the month, before I need to make the next payment. And that's when it actually happens and they actually find prosperity. So at that point where you can be able to let go, and it's going to be a process, it's going to be tough, and it's going to feel horrible. But once you get to that point, and you don't actually want to wait for the bank to foreclose or wait for you to lose a job or any of those things, you want to be proactive and do it before that happens, which is, as I said, difficult. But try and do that. And once you're at that point, that's when you can start the prosperity visualizations. And what the visualization would be is not by just continuing doing the same thing and taking an hour every day to visualize prosperity or more money. It's making a decision, looking at your finances, saying, okay, yes, I'm out of that desperation. I'm out of the woods. And now I'm recognizing that I'm earning, let's say, 10,000 a month, and then making the decision. So the visualization is not just picking some random number like $1 million, because that's what everybody's always chasing. It's by recognizing and saying, okay, I'm earning, let's say, 10,000 a month. I want to go, making the decision to say I want to go to 20,000 a month, and then start not living that lifestyle, but looking for opportunities, being open to any opportunity that might come your way. And then once that opportunity, because in that case, yes, then visualization does work, because your mind is now open. You don't have that blindness of the anxiety that's riddling you. So you will then see different opportunities, and you'll notice opportunities that will tell you that it might give you that extra 10,000 a month, but it might tell you that it's going to take a year, or it's going to take 2 years or 5 years. But then you'll be okay with that, because you're not riddled with that anxiety and fear of the next 30 days and the next 30 days and the next 12 months. So that's when you can actually then make the decision, wait for the opportunity to come to you, and then take that opportunity and then start moving in that direction. So just in conclusion, to kind of summarize what I'm saying today, is that yes, vibration and the frequency that you're on is an actual thing, but how you measure that is if you are anxious about something, and it might be with regards to any part of your life, but in today's video, obviously, I'm talking about mostly finances and people struggling and wanting to manifest more money. So recognize if you're feeling anxious, you're in the wrong space. Get yourself out of that space first of all, by taking active, conscious actions, getting rid of that. And once you get rid of that, then you can make a decision. Then you can let your mind flow and open your mind up, and decide what it is that you want. Do you want more money? How much do you want? But making that decision consciously, not just by visualizing an ATM spitting out money to you, but deciding how much you want. And then at that level is when opportunities will come to you. Then you can also, like, something that you always need to take into consideration is the universe is working with energy. So if you want to earn 10,000 more, you have to also exert equal and opposite amounts of energy in order to the outside world. Now we can't consciously know what 10,000 is worth until we've done the work, or 1,000 or 100 or a million. But you just need to realize that nothing will come for free. You need to be able to do something. You need to exchange a certain level of your own energy in order for the universe to then provide that for you. So if an opportunity comes your way, and it's an opportunity to lie about certain things or sell fake online courses or whatever, then I guarantee you it won't work. But if you truly believe, if you are confident, and that's the opposite side of anxiety, is confidence. And even when it comes to you being able to generate more money, if you are trying to kind of bullshit people into getting their money, you're going to feel a level of anxiety, because you're going to think to yourself, but I might get caught out at any moment. And I guarantee you, law of attraction will continue to bring you those scenarios of making money, but in a unethical or probably illegal way. You'll consistently feel anxious about it again, and you will get caught out at the end of the day, and you will lose whatever money that you've made. You will eventually end up losing it. But if you do something and you're actually confident about it, and I'm not saying that online courses is all rubbish, I'm just saying that if you are putting something out there that you truly believe will help people, whether it's an online course, whether people actually utilize that course or not, because I've enrolled in so many online courses that I've paid a lot of money for, but I've never finished those courses. And it doesn't mean that the course that person sold me was terrible or rubbish. It just means that I wasn't ready for that. But they still believed in their course, and they actually offered very good value. It's just my decision not to utilize that or use that value that they've provided. So when you start thinking and visualizing about what I need to do, or more money, and an opportunity comes your way, know that in order to actually get to that point and maintain it, you need to feel confident. You know how you feel confident is by actually providing value to other people. So find something. If something comes your way and it seems like a kind of a Ponzi scheme or something that you can make a quick buck, it means that you're still almost in a state of desperation, of needing to make money now and as quick as possible with the least amount of effort. Then know that you might take that opportunity, and law of attraction, as I said, will bring you that, and you'll do it and you'll make some money, but you will lose it, and most probably be worse off at the end of the day. So just know that, keep that in mind, that you need to provide equal value to somebody else, to the outside world. And it doesn't mean that people need to use it. You just need to be confident enough to say that what I'm providing, the service that I'm providing, or the job that I'm changing to, I enjoy it, I like it, I'm good at it, I'm providing value. If somebody doesn't see it, that's their prerogative or their choice, but I'm providing value. So yes, get to that point where you first get rid of that anxiety by making active choices, then deciding what it is that you want if you're still at that point, because a lot of people also want to make more money to get out of the debt that they're in. They don't want to make money in order to save and become wealthy, because there's a big difference between just generating a bunch of money but still spending all of it and not actually generating wealth. So wealth and money is two different things. So you might want to generate more money and more abundance because you want to get out of that constant need, that constant depression, that constant anxiety because of all of this debt. And if that's the case, then put a pause on it and just hold on for a moment. First, get yourself, not by visualizing and making more, but getting yourself actively out of that situation. And at the end of the day, if you still feel that you want to make more money because you want to build actual wealth, then by all means, continue that process, the next part, which is the visualizations, the decisions of where you want to go and what you want to do. And you might not. You might get rid of that anxiety and then say, okay, well, I've wanted to make money for so long just to get out of that anxiety, out of that fear. But now that I'm out of that, I don't need more money anymore. And that's also okay. But once you get to that level, you can make that decision based on where you are at, what you value, what you feel, and then know that you need to provide value, find a way to add value to other people, and give it some time. Don't rush it. Don't be anxious about it. And also that's one of the things that's also kind of intuitive, is that if you are anxious about making more money, it means that you're anxious about not having it. And then obviously, as many people would say, that law of attraction will not bring you that. And it's because of your constant state of being in that scenario. So if you still feel anxious about making money, just know that you have not taken yourself completely out of that situation as yet. But once you stop feeling, or once you want to make some more money and you don't have any level of anxiety, you don't have any level of anxiety towards how long it will take, you're not in a rush, then you know you've completely let go of the old state. You've completely changed your reality for the better. You're not stressed about it. You're not anxious. And then whether it takes 5 years, the idea that you have, or whether it takes 10 years, it doesn't matter to you, because you know that you're in a good space. You don't feel that need. So yes, if you listen to this video and you've listened to it up until now, first of all, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And if there's a certain part of your life that, with regard to finances, or anything for that matter, but specifically now with finances, that you are struggling with, and you are struggling to almost see a way out, let me know. Like, I'll add my email address to the description. Send me an email, and I'll try and respond and just kind of see how I can help you out, and maybe give you some guidance and advice from my perspective. If you use it, if it's at any use for you, then it's great. If not, then don't use it. But you can always send me an email. If there's a certain part of this that you don't agree with, also share that in the comments. And I might not respond to all of the comments, but hopefully I do get some comments, because I want some feedback. Whether it's good or bad, I don't really care. It's just feedback for me to know that what crowd I'm obviously attracting, and what they think of the method, which I almost anticipate might not be good, because people want the quick fix. They want the easy way to get out of the situation, out of the feeling. So I'm kind of expecting a bunch of negative commentary, but that's okay. I encourage that feedback, because I want to use that for my next video in order to bring out more content that might help one person out there. So if there's one person that's got the courage to actually make those changes, then I'm happy if this videos can help those people. So first of all, thank you for watching, and all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.